Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action, sanctioned by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
All right, good evening, wrestling fans. It is 6:05, time for the Legends right here on the Nation Network. And tonight, the NWA action like you have never seen it before. We're going to see some of the biggest and the best, no doubt about that. We're going to kick things off with tag team action later on tonight. I'll be joined right here by Kevin Sullivan, and we've seen a lot of strange things coming out of the camp of Kevin Sullivan as late. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit more of an explanation as to what exactly is going on when it comes to that individual. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send you up to the ring right now for some tag team action to kick us off here on the Legends of 605. All right, we're being joined right here by the Samoan SWAT team. Fatu and Samu, these two individuals are very powerful individuals, and we've had a lot of high-flying, danger, and death-defying action when it comes to these two guys. Stu, what do you make of this?
Well, I'll tell you right now, we have been watching these Samoan SWAT team members wreak havoc here in the NWA, and their opponents tonight are going to be no pushovers, I'll tell you right now, because we have seen the reformation of the team of Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo here over the last several weeks, as they have felt that they have not been able to get a clean shot at certain people here in the NWA. It's always been a numbers game, and now that Barry Windham has returned, that numbers game has evened up quite a bit.
As we take a look at Barry Windham making his way down the aisle.
Well, the first thing that stands out a little bit to me is the fact that they are not coming out together as a team. A little bit unusual for them, I would think.
Well, it could be mind games. You never really know, because they know what they're going up against here tonight with the Samoan SWAT team, and it's not going to be an easy battle. They're going to have to find a way. Of course, Barry Windham is a tremendously talented and athletically gifted individual. Mike Rotundo as well, former All-American out of the great university from Syracuse.
All that said, these Samoans are a different kind of powerful, though. They're mean, they're nasty, they're aggressive, they're dangerous. I think that's the word that we're going to just keep coming back to.
Well, that is a word that they have earned.
And from the District of Columbia, weighing in at 249 pounds, Mike Thunder.
Mike Rotundo over the top rope and in and ready for action.
Well, this is going to be a very good matchup to kick us off here on World Championship Wrestling this week.
Nature Boy Ric Flair is in the house. We will see him later on tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a tremendous show. Fabulous Freebirds are in the house. And now choking out Barry Windham to start things off as Samu. Big shot right to the midsection. Now following up with a series of chops and kicks.
Well, Barry Windham knew that this was going to be some sort of a challenge. He's got a height advantage. He might even have a strength advantage over these guys. But right now, that down and dirty, rough and tough thing is really playing the role. And the Samoan SWAT team early on doing a good job of cutting the ring in half as well.
Double team now off the ropes and double chops to the throat. Wyndham's in trouble, needs to make the tag to his partner. And now Barry Windham with the arm wringer. And Wyndham starting to unload. I think he's had enough. There's one of those big lariats that he is well known for. And the tag made. That'll get Rotundo in. The fresh man is in the ring. Small package by Rotundo. Thinks he might steal one here. There's a count of one.
A 1 count and only a 1 count. That is not going to get the job done. It's a little bit early to be thinking you're going to beat the Samoan SWAT team. And I don't know that Rotundo really believed he was or not, to be honest with you. It doesn't hurt to go for it once in a while. You might catch somebody off guard.
These Samoans right now, they are an absolute powerhouse team. They're a wrecking crew. Cut from the same cloth as Alpha and Sika, of course, legendary tag team right there. Rotundo now coming up with a series of elbow drops, all those finding the mark, and Samu on the receiving end here. Irish whip into the corner now. Wyndham and Rotundo going to get a chance for the double team out of the corner. Barry Windham is in now, looking for some payback for what happened early on. The match has him up in the air. He's got the big man up across the shoulders. What's he going to do? Wyndham drops him across the top rope.
Well, how's that? Right there, Barry Windham using that size advantage that he has. Rotundo catching a clothesline right there and almost putting Fatu down.
Fans, as we talk about the tag team division here in the NWA, we have to talk about a lot of things coming up. The month of December, we will see the great show of all time, Starrcade returns. Coming January, the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament. And you got to believe both of these teams are planning on being part of it.
Well, the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament is an amazing event. You will see tag team action like never before, and one team will reign supreme when it's all said and done.
Irish whip reversal, nicely done. Barry Windham now. Oh, he got too deep into the corner. Fatu making him pay for that one with a back elbow. And now Windham about to be hit with a double team.
Well, the Samoans work very well together.
A double chop again across the chest, and Windham gets up. Samu has him. Sidewalk slam, drives him right into the canvas.
Nice move right there, coming off with an axe handle to the head, and the native of Sweetwater, Texas right now is in a lot of trouble.
Fatu stomping away on the back of Barry Windham. Hits the ropes now, comes back out front. Went for the senton, nobody home. Windham gets out of the way just in the nick of time.
Well, Fatu returning the favor as Windham went for one of those forearm smashes and also came up short of the target.
Nice drop kick right there now. Fatu thinks he's got Barry Windham's number. There's a 1 count only.
Yeah, you definitely have to do a lot more than that to get Barry Windham to stay down for a count of 3. But now the tag is made, and here comes Rotundo.
Once again, the fresh man coming in for the team of Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. Fatu continues to hammer away on him. Another cross knee backbreaker. It doesn't seem to matter how much damage you hand out to these Samoans. They are so rough. They are so tough that they can just keep taking it. Off the top rope and nobody home.
He went for the Samoan SWAT, and Rotundo, out of self-preservation alone, managed to get out of the way.
That would have been the match, I'm sure. And now Fatu in the wrong part of town. There's the tag made to Barry Windham, and now Windham and Rotundo with a double team here. Double back body drop.
Barry Windham is in control. Well, he was until the tag was made. Now Samu is legal back in the match.
Into the corner he goes, and now Barry Windham turning his attention to Fatu, both members of the SST. He's got the break claw. Windham has applied the break claw.
Yeah, but that was not to the legal man. In the meantime, he turned his back on Samu, and he took great advantage. A lot of people might think that these Samoans are a little bit more savages and that they are not clear thinkers in the ring, and I'm here to tell you, do not underestimate these two.
Windham is in the corner in trouble right now. Samu comes charging in, big splash, and Windham down. Windham needs to make that tag back to Rotundo and needs to do it quickly. He's in the wrong part of town. Here's another double team coming up by the SST. Look at them hammering away on Windham in the corner. Going to work. Barry Windham collapsing.
And I do believe they may have busted him open. Looks like it's hard to tell from his perspective, but I think Windham is bleeding.
Wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he was, and I believe you're right. He's been busted open, lacerated on the left side there. Looks like right above the eyebrow. And the continued double team destruction. Look at them going to work on Windham here in the corner, beating him down.
Well, the referee at this point in time would be justified in disqualifying Samu.
Went for the spinning heel kick, and Windham caught him. Windham now with the Irish whip sends him to the corner. Rotunda's there waiting. Barry Windham's got the bulldog. There it is. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg. Let's see if he's got an off one. There's two, he got him. No, the shoulder comes up.
2 3/4 count, and Windham now making the tag to Rotundo.
Very smart move right there. Windham got the big move in. It wasn't enough. Tag out, get the fresh man in, and that's how you win tag team title matches. Rotunda now showing that he's as big, tough, and as bad as the Samoans, banging the head off the mat.
What we talk about is credentials and being an All-American out of Syracuse. When it comes to the world of professional wrestling, you don't have a lot of the rules that you have to abide by in the amateur ranks, and not everybody manages to make that transition, but Mike Rotundo has done an enormous job with that.
Indeed, he has run the gamut in the state of Florida. He has had a lot of success under the NWA banner, and now here with Barry Windham, wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see them capture tag team gold. Irish whip into the corner he goes, and now Rotundo follows him in. Another double team coming up by the team from US. Boy, Barry Windham, that cut has gotten significantly worse. Back body drop.
Quick tag made by Windham, and I think he might realize that that cut is also, I have to believe, impeding his vision.
Awfully close. And now look at Rotundo. He's getting down and dirty.
Well, there's the old saying, you got to fight fire with fire, and Fatu right now getting a taste of his own.
Rotundo head first into the mat. Now Rotundo's been busted open. Windham across the ring to make the save.
Well, the American boys right now. Wow, Rotundo is hemorrhaging.
He is a bloody mess. Fatu, he could not hold him up, and now look at Fatu with a shoulder tackle. Rotundo's in a whole lot of trouble.
Now, we're getting to that point where you got to ask the medical team to step in here and at least take a look at it.
The Samoans with a double team rolling them over there. Cover with a leg hook. There's one, there's two, and the SST will get the victory here to kick us off on the Legends of 605. What an outing.
Well, they did what they came to do. No surprise there at all.
Taking a look at the replay now, fans. The Samoans with a double team, and they really wore down Wyndham and Rotundo in this match. Gotta admit, I'm a little surprised about the outcome being the way it went down, but the damage was done, and consistently at that. Running Bulldog right there. Thought he had him. It was close. Barry Windham had the shoulders down for the count of two. Referee was about to count three when that shoulder came off the mat.
Well, one thing about Wyndham and Rotundo, both of them were seriously injured during this matchup, and the blood and the loss of blood may have played a role in the outcome of the match.
Again, the Samoans, and that was it. Knocked them out cold with that double headbanger. That's a big win right there for the Samoan SWAT team, and they're not done yet. What are they doing? Give me a break. All right, fans, we're gonna get away from this for a moment. We want to thank and welcome all the new subscribers here to the Nation Network. We're on the way to 3K here on the Nation Network.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff from St. Petersburg, Russia, weighing in at 298 pounds. Russian Air Ivar Koloff.
The Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, getting ready to go one-on-one. His nephew, Nikita Koloff, in the corner, and anytime that happens, you have to worry about not just one man, but two.
And his opponent from Norman, Oklahoma, weighing in at 274 pounds, Dr. Steve Williams.
And here we have Dr. Steve Williams heading down to the ring, and he is a rough, tough individual right here out of the University of Oklahoma. This gentleman knows how to take care of business inside that squared circle, I don't mind telling you.
Well, we talk about the ones that made the transition from highly successful collegiate wrestling careers to professional ranks. And when you look at some of the all-time greats, that's exactly how they did it. You learn the basics, work your way up to the pros, and right now we're going to see a real battle.
Well, they may say the Cold War is over, but I don't know if you'll convince these two.
Dr. Steve Williams stomping away. Early on advantage on Ivan Koloff. You see Nikita out there trying to cheer his uncle on. Off the ropes, Dr. Death Steve Williams caught him with an elbow right to the jaw, and Ivan Koloff's in trouble.
Well, we're looking at a former world heavyweight champion in Ivan Koloff. One of the few people that can claim to have at one point in time defeated the great Bruno Sammartino.
Well, that was that, and this is now, and right now, Dr. Death Steve Williams is the man with the plan. Big right hand, a left hook. And now Dr. Death using the power advantage.
You ever think you'd be in a calling a match with Ivan Koloff and he would not be the man with the power advantage?
Not often, that's for sure. Koloff now in control, stomping on the midsection. Dr. Death Steve Williams, I beg your pardon. Series of elbows to the midsection. Got to get him out of trouble for the moment. And now he's got the Russian Bear. Irish whipped into the corner. Oh, here come those Boomer Sooner thundering shoulder strikes.
Well, Dr. Death Steve Williams, a collegiate football player, and tremendous one at that as well. I mean, he's always been an athlete his whole life, and it's transitioned well.
Here's a scoop up in the air, and Koloff drops him head first across the turnbuckle, and down he goes. Nice kick, though. And a shoulder tackle, and now there's a look of concern on the face of Nikita Koloff.
As well, there should be.
In trouble now, Dr. Death Steve Williams got caught with a clothesline. And now Dr. Death Steve Williams going for the cover. Referee is in position for the count. There's one. And Ivan Koloff will manage the kick out. Reverse on the Irish. Oh my goodness, it was a freight train.
Dr. Death Steve Williams just clobbering Ivan, and he is just hanging on for dear life right now.
Dr. Death Steve Williams with a military press and dropping Koloff right in front of his nephew.
Get a look at the eyes of Nikita Koloff. He is not a happy camper right now.
Dr. Death Steve Williams, dangerous position to go up on the top rope. Nikita right there.
And nobody would be surprised to see Nikita Koloff get involved. Wow, clothesline off the top rope.
Going for the cover, got two, and he almost put him away. Dr. Death Steve Williams cannot believe he kicked out of that one. Ivan Koloff probably doesn't realize he kicked out of it.
Well, Nikita Koloff is starting to realize that things are not really going their way here.
Bad to worse. Ivan Koloff just got dumped over the top rope, landing on that concrete floor. And now look at this.
Well, we're having a little summit here ringside, and Nikita doesn't appear to be real happy about things.
Well, I bought his uncle some valuable time to recuperate. Throws him back in under the bottom rope. Dr. Death Steve Williams still remains in control of the match. Rakes the back. Series of right hands, and now Koloff in trouble. Dr. Death Steve Williams stomping down on the chest. Has him up. And there's the Sooner Slam.
Boomer Sooner for sure. It is 2 and make it 3.
Tremendous victory for Dr. Death Steve Williams over the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff this week here on the Legends of 605.
Dr. Death Steve Williams really dominated the majority of this matchup.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. As we take a look right here, that Sooner Slam driving the life right out of Ivan Koloff with that one. Big win for Dr. Death Steve Williams, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me at this time, the one and only Kevin Sullivan. And Kevin Sullivan, we've noticed you putting a little bit of a band together here.
Tony Giovanni, let me make something perfectly clear. I no longer am required to travel through the dark desert to seek an audience with the greater Buddha-Deen. You see, he and I now share the same mind. His thoughts are my thoughts. I'm his first lieutenant, and I will carry those thoughts out without exception. You see, when I look around, what I see are people in fear. And fear is a good thing. They should have a healthy fear. I am not putting together a band, Tony. I am putting together a dungeon. The greater Buddha-Deen is our master and our leader. He shows us the way. Every one of these men have eaten of the beetle nut so that they may see the vision. And what a vision it will be. Soon everybody here will see the vision. Everyone in that locker room will see the vision. Every one of these fans will see the vision. You, Tony, will see the vision. The vision is total domination of the NWA, courtesy of the Dungeon of Doom.
All right, fans, you heard it right here. Kevin Sullivan and the Dungeon of Doom.
What?
The 80s called. They want their store back.
It's time for a new Radio Shack. Come see what's possible when we do things together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me at this time, the one and only Kevin Sullivan.
Okay.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the fabulous Freebirds from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 255 pounds, Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael P.S. Hayes of the fabulous Freebirds making his way down the aisle.
Well, since he's joined up here in the NWA recently, he has made it a target of his, and that is to go after one man and one man only, and that is the reigning United States champion, Kerry Von Erich.
Well, according to Hayes, a week ago, we heard him come out here and say on this program that he and the Freebirds chased Von Erich out of his home state of Texas. I don't believe that for a moment. As great as the state of Texas is when it comes to being a hotbed of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, when you want to prove that you're the best of the best, then you have to come out to the NWA.
Well, Denny Brown making his way down to the ring, and it'll be interesting to see how he handles somebody the likes of Michael P.S. Hayes.
Well, should be a relatively competitive match, and I would think. And Denny Brown, of course, has had some mixed success levels when it comes to World Wrestling. He's held some regional titles in the past. Now he's trying to see if he can't work his way up to one of those titles. Those a television title or a United States title, and who knows, maybe even the World Heavyweight Championship could be in the cards.
Well, he's going to have to win some big matches for that to happen, and no better place to start than right here tonight against Michael P.S.A. It would be a massive win for Denny Brown.
Now, I dare say the majority of people, if they were going to bet money on this one, would probably be betting their money towards Michael P.S.A.'s.
Is that where you put your money?
I don't gamble.
Probably a smart choice, especially for this match, because I'll tell you what, I wouldn't feel safe with either one.
Denny Brown getting the early advantage here on Michael P.S.A.'s. Our live studio crowd loving the action here as we bring to you each and every Saturday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. The Legends of 6:05, ladies and gentlemen. Back body drop, and wow, down he goes. Series of chops now. Denny Brown winding up that arm. Oh, trying to separate the elbow, perhaps the shoulder of Michael P.S.A.'s with that one.
Well, indeed, that's very much what could be happening if he keeps on doing what he's doing right now.
Denny Brown looking really good here tonight.
Well, it seems to me like he understands the game plan here, that if I want to get some championship matches here in the NWA, I'm going to have to beat somebody, and a guy like Michael P.S.A. ought to be the one to do it.
We have seen Denny Brown pull out some big victories in the past. This would be a massive one if he can pull it off. But now Michael P.S.A. is coming up with some jabs and following up with a series of rights and lefts, and he's doubled over Denny Brown with those.
They went to the ribs a couple of times, and Denny Brown, feeling the impact of those, might have a cracked rib as a result.
Again, this is the difference between amateur wrestling and professional wrestling. Strikes are allowed as long as they're done within the rules. Irish whip to the ropes, back out front, drop down by Michael P.S.A.'s. Big elbow right to the jaw. And now he's got the nerve pinch on, does Michael P.S.A.'s. And Denny Brown, cross ankle sweep, gets him out of trouble. Michael P.S.A.'s with a running bulldog. And look at Denny Brown.
What in the world has gotten into Denny Brown?
He fired up from that bulldog, which should have knocked him out.
Well, adrenaline is a wild drug, ladies and gentlemen. It will get the human body to do things that it would normally never be able to do.
Well, Denny Brown now is a little bit dazed. And now Michael Hayes setting him up. This could be a pile driver. There it is. Signature move of the Fabulous Freebirds, goes for the cover. And Denny Brown got the shoulder up. Michael Hayes now choking him out, and he is not at all happy with Denny Brown.
Yeah, Michael P.S.A. is definitely starting to take this a bit personal, I think.
Denny Brown using the elbows to break the grasp of Michael Hayes. You know, lucky for Denny Brown, the other members of the Freebirds apparently not here. Shoulder comes off the mat once again. Big roundhouse right. German suplex. Denny Brown is in control. Full Nelson suplex. Look at this.
Oh, and there's that straight jacket move to the shoulders, and now Michael Hayes is about to be, oh, brother.
Denny Brown is here to make a statement.
Well, he's done that already, I'd say.
This crowd loving the action. I think they love it what's happening to Michael Hayes even more. Denny Brown goes outside the ring now, along with Michael P.S. Hayes. He's gonna go for a pile driver on the floor, but that didn't happen.
Well, after what Michael Hayes did to him, you don't blame him. But had he done it, that might have been a disqualification.
Michael Hayes stomping away on Denny Brown. And now Denny just caught him with a shot to the head. This battle is turning into a war on the floor. Michael Hayes removing the turnbuckle pad, gets back in the ring for the count of 8. And Denny Brown will beat the count as well.
And he caught Michael Hayes, who's perched up on that top rope.
What a move. And now Michael Hayes with a bulldog.
He's got him in trouble this time. Denny Brown not hopping back up.
There's a DDT. Call it a night. Great matchup, ladies and gentlemen. But Michael P.S. Hayes is going to secure the victory here. Tremendous matchup.
Well, the crowd, wait a minute, look at this.
The Texas Tornado looking for retribution. Down is Michael Hayes, and we got to go to break.
He's American made.
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
Fans, we've got highlights from a match that had taken place earlier this evening between Abdullah the Butcher and Rocky King. Rocky King was seriously injured in this match as we take a look at some of the highlights. Abdullah driving that 360-pound frame right off the top rope all the way down to the floor, and then look at this. That was all.
Here's your winner.
All right, we'll be back with more action in just a moment here on the Legends of 605.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made the decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. We're bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do when real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
The foe is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the Four Horsemen from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 243 pounds, Rick Flair.
The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, heading down the aisle. The former World Heavyweight Champion has made a promise that he is going to get that title back around his waist.
Well, the Horsemen in general right now are struggling because they used to have all the gold and now they've got none.
This promises to be a great matchup, ladies and gentlemen. It's a main event for a reason around here.
And his opponent from Tennessee, weighing in at 222 pounds, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Well, here comes the manager, the owner, the CEO of Hot Stuff Incorporated, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
I am surprised we don't see the First Lady along with him and Missy Hyatt. Normally she'd be ringside with Hot Stuff.
Well, my understanding is that she's on a business trip right now.
All right, fans, we are ready for action. Bell sounds, and here we go. The Nature Boy Ric Flair going to work early on. Nice suplex, goes right over for the cover. Look at this, the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Float over suplex perfectly executed by the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and that would have been a massive, shocking win. Record-breaking time, no less, if he could have pulled it off.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert now back in the Nature Boy up into the corner. Does not give us a clean break. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. On the attack right now, and the former champion is in trouble.
Well, the Nature Boy Ric Flair had a figure that this was coming up.
Goes for the fist drop and nobody home and out. Ric Flair, the self-professed dirtiest player of the game. And there you see why, choking him out right in the middle of the ring.
Well, he knows he's got a 5 count to break the hold, and he's going to use all of that 5 count to his advantage. You may not like him, but you got to respect him because the Nature Boy Ric Flair knows how to get the job done.
Power struggle taking place right now between these two men. Eddie Gilbert coming up with that side headlock momentarily, but now it is Ric Flair transitioning to the top wrist lock. Back heel trip and Ric Flair taking down Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Now working on the head and the neck area, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert realizing that this is a little bit different a challenge than maybe others he's had up to this point.
Flair went for that patented knee drop, but Gilbert out of the way just in the nick of time. Over the top rope and Flair out to the floor.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert working on the leg of the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Into the steel steps he goes. Eddie Gilbert now, what's he going to do for the top rope? Cross body block all the way to the floor.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert really bringing it out tonight. Not every week you get to go up against a man like Ric Flair, longtime world heavyweight champion. Not only that, but you're going after him at a point in time where he's feeling a little bit, perhaps, unsure of himself, perhaps a little off balance.
Well, if Flair is ever going to have a moment to doubt himself, you would think losing the World Championship to Sting would be that moment. And now the Nature Boy comes up, runs into the boot, and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Flair tried to take him off the turnbuckle. That backfired. Now Gilbert down with a double axe handle. Goes for the cover. The Nature Boy is in trouble. Look at the face.
Yeah, he looks like he's had a heck of a night at the office.
Look at this. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert's going to steal the figure 4 leg lock and put it on Ric Flair.
Well, Flair knows the figure 4 leg lock better than anybody and now turns it over. Which, of course, that reverses the pressure and then makes Eddie Gilbert have to release that hold.
Drop down by Gilbert. Flair off the rolls. Back body drop of the Nature Boy. Hard landing. Fist drop off the top, and now Gilbert hooks the leg. This will be a massive upset if he pulls it off. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it's our main event, ladies and gentlemen. Living up to every moment of it now. The Nature Boy Ric Flair gonna have to find a way to get back in this one.
Flair, you're never going to pin Eddie Gilbert that way.
I'm surprised he was trying to, wait a moment.
And now the Nature Boy gonna show Gilbert how it's done. He's got the figure 4 cinched in deep. Eddie Gilbert's in trouble. Flair apparently releasing the hold.
I believe the referee determined that Gilbert reached over to the ropes. He was close enough.
From the top, and Flair missed. He came up short. Stop Eddie Gilbert catching the Nature Boy with a clothesline, now in control once again.
He's got Flair up over the shoulder, drops him down across the top rope, and Ric Flair may be out.
Gilbert just removing the turnbuckle pad again. We saw that earlier tonight. He's biting the hand of Ric Flair.
Well, Flair may be the dirtiest player in the game, but right now Eddie Gilbert's giving him a run for that title.
Well, he already lost one title. I don't think Flair can afford to lose another one. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert with a shoulder breaker, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair is in a lot of trouble right now. Gilbert with a splash. Will that be enough for the win? He got up. No, the shoulder comes up.
That's all he's got. Ric Flair is totally out.
Gilbert missing the target. I think he slipped off that middle rope.
Well, as the matches go longer and longer, the sweat. And when these guys hit the ropes, they get wet.
Flair go for the figure 4, but Gilbert is right next to the ropes. Can he reach him? Yes, he does.
He's very lucky he was where he was when he was, and now Ric Flair taking a turnbuckle pad off.
Flair unloading on Gilbert. Oh, what a chop block right to the back of the knee. He's got his feet up on the ropes for added leverage. Will that be enough? Gilbert able to kick out.
What a chop right there by the Nature Boy. Now he's going to go after the leg again. Yep.
Flair softening it up. He knows if he can get that figure 4 leg lock on there one more time, the match will be over. Flair has Gilbert against the ropes, and now look at this. Using that top rope for leverage. into the exposed steel, and Gilbert is down. Flair goes for the cover. And that's enough for the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner. Oh, hold on just a moment. Look at this. The world champion is here.
Sting is here on the Legends Tonight. Tickets brought Ric Flair.
Fans are out of time.